This podcast is just for fun. It's all fake. Don't believe us. Look, do your own research.
It cooks itself because it's in the eternal flame.
Welcome
to
the
show.
Yeah.
Faked you out. You thought I wasn't going to be here for a second.
I just delete the pause anyway.
No, just make it like 4 times longer.
People, yeah, copy
Everyone's checking their
15
phones.
seconds.
Like, did I lose service?
It is good to have the crew back together.
All four.
Yeah.
All four of us.
All four.
of us.
How long
All
has
four
it
of us.
been? It's been a bit.
3 weeks. For me, it's been longer for Courtney.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
been
There was that
long.
one episode
It's been so
where
long.
it felt like Mike and Courtney were with us because our impressions of you guys were so spot on.
Uncanny.
Did you? I for a second was like, wait a minute, was I on that?
Did you catch my impersonation
I
of
didn't
Courtney?
know
And I was like,
that
Phil,
y'all did
Phil,
that.
you impersonate Courtney, and he's like,
Oh, I just said
yeah.
y'all.
and I interrupted her.
Guys, I'm so upset I just used the
Tanner,
word
do you
y'all.
remember the episode?
I didn't know
I think I
until
did a
Red
perfect
said
impression.
something. Oh my gosh, guys.
It was good. I was. Yeah, it was solid. It was a solid impression.
It was good. It was good.
Yep.
We're so. I shouldn't say we because I can't speak for them, but I'm so sorry.
Now that we're face to face, you're apologizing.
I'm not sorry.
Listen,
You know where the
I know
power
you're
lies.
not. That's why I retracted my
we.
we.
Here, so you can't blame me. I wasn't even.
Oh my gosh. Good times, man. Yeah, it's been even recording wise because Phil and I did a double episode, but we haven't recorded in 2.5 weeks then because of that.
And I've had to dip out of episodes. I've lost track, man, to be honest. Yeah.
And Mike, you had a miss because
Holidays
You weren't feeling
and
good.
sickness and
It's been
family
crazy.
craziness.
It
and
was
just,
a couple weeks before Christmas that we were all four here. Right?
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
bit. It's been a bit. Why do I always have to edit that out because right off the bat I'm always it just
I've never
bugs
noticed.
me and it bugs I doubt it bugs anybody else, but it bugs me.
I don't think anybody else cares.
So they probably don't. But
Mike,
Mike,
never hear it because you edit it out.
that's true.
Well, it doesn't bother me when we're recording. either,
Also,
if that's-
Phil, so on the last episode, on
Yes.
the Matrix episode, I don't know what you said, but it sounded like you dropped the F-bomb so close that I had to edit it out. And so I had to edit out and re-upload. And I don't know what you said, but it sounds like you dropped the F-bomb.
What the heck?
And I literally...
I want to hear it back so I can
listener-
figure out what it
heck?
was.
a listener messaged me, was like, hey, at this point, like, I think Phil dropped an F-bomb. And I was like, that doesn't sound right, but I'm going to listen. And I was like, that sounds just like it. And so I had to edit it out.
At the same
So
time,
watch your...
Did I?
Hey, watch
Someone
your
told
language,
on
at
you.
the
Phil.
same time, the idea of Phil dropping an F-bomb kind of is even further from the...
That's kind of... I was sitting there listening to it, and I was like, in real time, I would have realized if you dropped an F-bomb.
Right?
Yeah.
I would have stopped and been like...
I'm pretty confident
would've caught
I
me off
would
guard.
have
Yeah.
been like,
Who
what?
are you?
It would have caught me off guard. It would have caught me off guard. I would have called you out. But clear as day, it sounds like it. And I was like, I've got to go edit it just so nobody else thinks it's that. So if you did listen to the episode and it sounds like you dropped the F-bomb, he didn't. But it did sound enough
wanna know
like it
what I
that I did
said.
edit it out. Because it was like,
Oh, it's
we were
gonna drive
talking
me
about
crazy.
Whistling Diesel. And I was talking about the government. And it sounded like you said, oh, they're just going to say, oh, I got you F-U-G-G-E-R is what it sounds like. And I was like, that sounds like what he said. But that's not what he said. It was wild. Either that or you did slip up and cuss, and neither one of us
That
got
was-
it, which
I
was
sure don't think that's
wild
the case.
to think so.
That was an interesting spelling of that, though.
What?
That was an interesting spelling.
Yeah, because it was you wanted to add the the G's. Oh, my phone is going
See,
off.
now
I
down the
apologize.
road, I'm be like, Phil, remember that time you cussed on the podcast? You remember that?
That's from going on. Anytime Phil's like, "Hey, watch it," we're like, "Hey, you're the one who cussed on the podcast, bud." All right, Mike, you have not tried the Insane Labs Demented.
No. Well, and
So feel free to try it. You probably don't want to do a full scoop since you're
Demented.
Mint.
Demented.
Because it's mint.
Yeah.
Well, you said demented.
that smells good.
So I was like, is it men?
It smells good.
It's by
you
far
know
the
what?
best dry
So,
scoop.
couple of
anything
things.
I've ever dry
Couple
scooped.
things before I do this. Like I thought about ordering a tub of this, but these last so long, and I still have my cinnamon.
Yeah.
And so completely off topic from that, I like when I hit this stuff going to the gym and I got fresh breath walking in.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like it don't smell
Absolutely.
like, fruit and you know, all the other things that pre-workout smell like. Like I smell like I brush my teeth before I come. And
Nice.
it's not that it tastes like toothpaste, but like it adds freshness to your...
Fresh is better.
It tastes like the effect of toothpaste. It doesn't taste like toothpaste. It tastes like the breath effect.
Yeah, it feels like it
toothpaste.
tastes like you. Yeah, that's a good. It's not like you squirted some toothpaste in your mouth.
No.
but it tastes like after everything's done and your mouth's
like
refreshed.
like the same. Yeah, that feeling of
Like,
after you brush your
but not
teeth,
like
and you're
gum.
like, that's nice.
Not like gum.
Okay, I like that
Gum or
better
like
than
mint
no, because
salmon.
gum has a flavor to it, like
Like a sugary.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have that. It has. It's. I don't know how else to
All
explain.
right, here's my official take.
Okay,
I think the mint hides the beta alanine better.
very much. The aftertaste hides it completely.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it gets up in your sinuses and gives you almost that smelling salt effect.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm breathing in,
too
it's
loud.
like my mouth is cold and my nostrils are cold.
yeah,
and like,
the mint
I like
really
that
does.
one
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
I like
It's
that.
way better, right?
yeah,
Like way better.
yeah.
Maybe I need some of that.
And I love the
Shout-
cinnamon
I'm
one
still like-
too, but I would, if I had to choose
You
down
want
the
to
road,
try a tiny bit of it?
I would go with it.
I think I'm already close to my caffeine limit. today.
While we're doing
At some point,
caffeine,
remind me. Yeah, let's do.
Limit.
Phil and I are drinking Gorilla Mind Orange Ice Dream.
I got a little rain white haze.
What did you? It is orange ice dream.
Did you think I had a seizure or something?
Yeah, I did. I thought you tannerismed. I really did. I really did. I misread it.
That one's an alright one. Okay. I really, really like Gorilla Mind. My problem with Gorilla Mind is that, and Gorilla Mind, if you're listening to me, just
I'm not.
It's in love. Okay. Out of all energy drinks, Gorilla Mind is more likely to have that wild aftertaste that's just like,
Yeah, this
I
one
don't know
has
if it's a product of shipping, maybe one of the ingredients they add, but it has this very chemically aftertaste.
Yeah, this one, and there's definitely an off.
If it's not
Note
chilled
at the end of
right,
that.
it's significantly worse.
Yep.
But sometimes even being chilled, it doesn't matter. And so Gorilla Mind, I like the product. I like their premise. I like kind of what they do. But man, their energy drinks I can't trust them anymore.
That's kind of a rough one. I don't really like
The
that
flavor,
one.
yeah, the flavor.
If anybody ever has any doubts about my he just likes all the energy drink. No, I don't, because
The
that's not
flavor-
great.
I like the flavor of it.
Yes,
but
the base flavor.
aftertaste, that weird chemically, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
an
what
off-
it is.
There's an off note on that one
But
for sure.
Gorilla Mind is the only one that really struggles with it.
Well, I
And
think
it's
they're
just
not the
not
only one that
good.
struggles with it. It's just that
still drink
theirs
it.
are the most noticeable. It seems like it's a stronger
Yeah.
version of that.
Yes, I
Because
would
like
agree with that.
C4 has it too on some of theirs. There's
Yeah.
zero sugar one in particular. Is zero sugar one. That thing is like the aftertaste on it is brutal.
I wonder
Like,
what
it's-
it is.
It's
Because it's got to be.
there's a certain ingredient. There's got to be some certain
Yeah.
ingredient in these that's yeah.
So if you don't want that, scoop some Demented instead.
I feel like this would go really well with this. Could be like
The
a
aftertaste is
caffeinated float.
great.
This could make a really good caffeinated float if you mix this with vanilla ice cream.
Probably. Yeah. I tried doing that with a Rain Orange. It was not good. And then I tried doing it with a Ghost Grape. It was not good either.
Yeah.
It's like the real flavors of the ice cream mixed with the artificial flavors of the energy drink, and they did not mix very well.
That
Points it out.
that off note really ruins that one.
It's bad.
That one's bad.
The only
Like, I
one
don't
that
know
I've
if I
had
wanna
worse
finish
of
that.
Gorilla Mind than this is the American one, the blueberry
Like Rocket Pop
white,
type?
Rocket Pop
Yeah.
style. Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyway, Gorilla Mind. Yeah, it's a mess.
I'm gonna shoot. Yeah. Zero.
I'll still
stars
drink
on
the
that.
thing. I'll just chug it and then burp, but
I'm not
whatever.
gonna do that. I'm just gonna take a scoop of Demented.
I got a case of vanilla Coke Zero while we were out of town, and we were at a store that actually supplied it, which is nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I have been cutting down on energy drinks a lot lately anyway. And so I don't know if it's just the strongness of the energy drink or if this one misses so bad.
Ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet heeding the Maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?
Our Bigfoot affirmation of the day.
I feel like we need like a sound effect.
This one, this one's extra. Okay. This is number 33.
Okay.
You know what number 33 means?
No.
Like,
Tangles?
think of Masons.
Double
think
tangles?
of, it's the extra.
Oh.
It's the bad number.
I was thinking 2 triangles.
You know what though? You add an extra 3 to that, you get the 3 threes. Then it's all
Just
good
3
again.
triangles and it's
Yeah, that's what the enemy likes to do. He likes to mock things because 2 6s isn't bad because that's how many books there are in the Bible.
Yeah.
But 3, and all of a sudden, whoa. We got 3 sixes. Okay.
Yeah.
This one says, "Believe in your own legend."
Dang, bruh.
That's all right.
Phil, I believe in you.
I believe in you too.
Yes.
So
Phil, I believe in you, but I don't believe in your legend.
you're just sitting
'Cause I only
on
believe
the
in my
table
own legend.
when you're done with
What
that.
if I'm Phil's
I
legend?
don't have a legend. I have a legacy.
Oh.
I was stacking them in one spot.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
They're all right here. I just got to find something else. Ooh, is this empty? I'll put them in the mug.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I was
them
gonna
in
say
a
we should come
Bigfoot
up with like a
mug.
little forest diorama or something, and once we read them, we can just like release them into the wild.
Diorama.
Deal. Okay.
There's more.
Yeah. We've been having issues with a circuit breaker popping. Luckily, it doesn't affect this room. Woohoo!
Maybe it's a spiritual thing. No. Can I tell you a crazy story? Because I was home all alone
Yeah.
this last few weeks. Like I was home alone.
Oh, yeah.
Because the kids all went back to college.
Right.
And Beth
Somebody tried
was
to
doing
break
some
in and
traveling.
you
And so I was
booby-trapped
home
them?
alone.
Oh, wait.
And let me tell you how weird this was. And I almost called you because I was like, this is really freaking me out because I don't get freaked out very easy and I've seen some stuff. But I got ready for bed. I opened my door and my older dog is standing in front of my door facing the other direction, looking at the wall.
Oh no.
And she slowly looks back at me,
Oh no.
gives me one eyebrow, and then snaps back to the front and is looking at it. And I'm like, nope, shutting the door, you know?
Oh
So
my
then I'm
gosh.
laying in bed, right? I turn the lights off, laying in bed, and I feel a little tickle on my sideburn, you know, kind of like a hair is loose. And then it got a little heavier, and I was like, is there a bug in here? And then full on hand on my face, pow, on the side of my face. And I jumped up, flipped the lights on, and was like, nope,
Hand?
hand. Felt like somebody was in my room and put their hand on my face. And I was like, I'm going to call Tanner, but it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, no, I'm fine.
I'd have been awake. I can't remember the last time I went to bed.
We'll lay
before
hands
11.
and pray before
Yeah,
you leave.
absolutely.
So it was a little, it was a little
There you
intense,
go.
but I did a little praying and did a little
Good.
thing, and I didn't
Yeah.
get touched again. So
That's a
but
yeah,
that was
pray.
weird because that's never happened to me before.
So, Mike,
Yeah.
we had a conversation before you had your Jesus moment.
Uh-huh.
And you had a comment about how nothing really happens to me. And I joked back and I said, well, yeah. And I kind of stopped myself. What I was going to say was, why would the enemy bring attention to himself to people who aren't playing on the opponent's team.
Right.
Not necessarily that you're on
That's the thought.
the enemy's team, but you're not playing on the enemy's team.
You're not in the
I've
way.
noticed,
Yeah.
and maybe it's been, there's stuff that's been there, but I've noticed it a lot more since I've, I don't want to say became more spiritual because I'm always pretty spiritual, but since I've refocused my thoughts, and I've noticed things, I've noticed events, I've noticed interactions, I've noticed little things. And so I wanted to bring that up to you because I was like, first of all, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of fun story to tell.
That is,
I kind of hope it happens again just so
podcast
I don't think I'm crazy because that was weird. I've never had anything happen like that before. But yeah, full-blown hand on the side of my face.
Wow.
Yeah.
What day was this?
That is a good question. I would say like, I don't know. I don't want to say a date because I don't even remember.
Because
it was a weekend date.
But it's been a little bit.
Yeah, it was right after New Year's.
So, just like 2-3 days ago, I was upstairs and anybody who knows what I'm talking about will know exactly what this feeling is. But I was getting ready to go to bed and totally literally. So when I'm staying up late at night, it's not because I'm like trying to stay up late at night. What I'm trying to do is I want to make sure I'm at a certain tiredness before I go to bed. Because if I go to bed before I'm tired, it actually takes me longer to fall asleep at times. Most times.
Yep.
So I typically will wait until I know I'm going to fall asleep and then I'll go to bed and I'll fall asleep within 5 minutes almost every time. And so once I decide I'm going to go to bed, I'm at that I'm ready to go to bed, but I'm not falling asleep. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not falling asleep because otherwise I just fall asleep out in the living room on accident, which I do sometimes. And so I got up and I was just shutting the lights off. Literally not thinking about anything. Nothing I if I remember even what I was thinking of was what the plans were for the next day. And then all of a sudden, just whoosh. It was like the hair on the back of your neck, you just feel a shift in the environment.
Yeah.
And your whole goosebumps all over.
Nope.
My brain instantly just tensed up and I'm just goosebumps. And then you just feel that dread, that just
right.
I mean, you're getting ready to go out into a dark alley kind of dread, or you're in a church at night kind of dread. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I just felt that all of a sudden. And I was like, And I turned, and as I turned, I literally just heard something just smack the wall. Loud. And I was like, and I just
You haven't told me this.
And I don't know. I don't tell you always because I don't want to get you overactive by the time, the next day. Because by the time I would have a chance to tell you, it's usually the next day.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's I don't know. You know what I mean? You don't want to, I don't like to just dive into it all.
Perpetuate that feeling.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
There's times when something creepy happens and I'm like, family doesn't need to know about it because it's fine.
This was insignificant enough that it wasn't really worth talking about. It wasn't a big deal because then literally I was like, in the name of Jesus, get out of my house now. What are you doing now? And
Phil was like,
boom.
Sorry.
Yeah. He's like, but then just as
I mean, you are pretty loud when you come in our house. So
pretty loud in general.
I didn't say same.
It's a feature, not a bug. It's a feature, not a bug.
But as fast as the feeling popped on, it was gone. Yeah. And I was like, cool. And I went in, lay down, went to bed, fell asleep without any issues. And actually, I think all of us had a good night of sleep that night. Yeah. And I was like, but and so the only reason I even popped that up was because I was wondering if it was a similar date, but it wasn't even close. So I don't know, I didn't even necessarily need to tell you.
And maybe I kicked them out of my house and they were like, you know what? Fine. I'll go to Tanner's house.
Go over here. Dude, so that is, I do feel that is how the enemy works. And so when I cast something.
Yeah, you usually, even before
all jokes aside,
you've asked.
I think so.
Yeah. I've asked my family before too, yeah.
And when I pray and I cast something out, a lot of times I will add as a cliff note of and you're not allowed to go affect my family or anybody that I'm related to or anybody that I know.
And stay out.
don't cash you out of the house, and he just goes and hides in the car and waits for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I was,
somebody
wait,
else.
that's what I would do.
Wait, you misunderstand.
Like I said,
The Ron Swanson Smith. Like, give me all the bacon and eggs you have. Wait. I worry what you just heard was.
You heard get out of my house, but what I was saying was leave this country. Go into the pigs, sir.
Why was there a bit of Trump in there? Go into the pigs. We'll get the bacon anyway.
It'll be the best bacon.
Like no bacon we've ever had before.
It is
Hotter than hellfire bacon.
demon bacon.
It cooks itself because it's in the eternal flame.
Eternal
wild.
fire barbecue sauce.
We're gonna need to pray about that one.
People scream, heresy!
Oh man. All right. So current events. Man, the only thing I really have is I have two things. First thing, have you seen the NASA thing of the warning that the gravity might shut off?
I did see that.
What?
Yeah.
It says the gravity might shut off in
Supposedly the gravity is supposed to shut off for like 7
September.
seconds. Yeah.
In September for 7 seconds.
They
and I was
released
like,
a file.
what?
It's
a file, yeah.
And it's like they break it down second by second, like what will happen.
I have a lot of
The
questions.
Gravity of the
So-
Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
They'll
shit.
say
Shut off.
it'll just
Yes.
shut off for 7
Where is
seconds.
the switch?
Well, related to
have
the
you ever-
pole shifting.
Have you ever seen them spin a top in space? It'll spin and it'll go for a minute or two, and then all of a sudden, instantaneously, it'll shift.
Yeah, and it'll just kind of go off all
It's
crazy.
not a top, not a top, but a gyroscope.
Yeah, gyroscope.
When you spin
Yeah,
a gyroscope,
yeah.
it'll spin and it'll invert, it'll flip.
Oh,
It'll
no,
just-
I
and then
haven't
it'll do it
seen-
again.
I haven't
And
seen
it
that.
does
That was
it-
a better
and it-
explanation.
So it literally is just like spinning, and then boom, spinning, and then boom, and it just keeps flipping back and forth for like no rhyme or reason. So the Earth is kind of equivalent, and so that's how they think that like poles shift, is that all of a sudden it would just like boom and the Earth would shift. And if that happened for about 7 seconds,
Yeah.
there would be no gravity, and the ocean would just like
Would it be that there's
go all
no
over the
gravity,
place.
or would it just be that the effect of gravity would be completely negligible compared to the force of the like movement?
And that's why I don't know. If,
Yeah,
like,
that's what makes
Like
it weird.
I don't.
Yeah.
The wording on that is bothering me because no gravity. That's not laws of physics.
Exactly.
are
That's the problem I
constant.
had with it, Phil. I agree with you. And to go with that, like you said, turn off the light switch.
Right.
That's what it seemed like. It didn't seem like it was a perpetual motion thing.
Yeah.
It seemed
Yeah.
like somebody flipping off the switch because they were talking about how things would lift up off the ground. People would hit the ceiling. You know, in like second 3, people would touch the ceiling, and then at 7, at the end, when gravity comes back, everything just comes slamming back down.
Yeah.
So it's almost
There-
like things are floating up
Right.
rather than
Yeah.
it being
This
like
is-
a
This is like
shift.
official. Official.
it was from a NASA source.
Yeah, it was from a
it's
NASA
a
source.
yeah.
When? is it?
Yes, what day in September?
remember.
That's
I'd have to
important
look it
to me.
Yeah.
Let me fact check. You guys
It
keep
better
talking.
not
Do I need to celebrate my birthday inside, or am I going to fly away?
Millennials are just like, bruh, we've already done this whole like the world is about
Okay,
to
what
end
if
thing
it-
like 27
Remember when we
times.
talked about my weird dream and my weird like death day dream?
Yes.
What if it's the same day?
Oh gosh,
No.
What is the date of your
Bad.
What is the date of
Don't.
The
Is it September 14th.
September
14th, that's
I was
right.
feeling like
Then
it
my
was in
birthday is the
September.
17th.
Oh nope. On August 12th, 2026.
Oh, we're safe
okay.
then. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. It's not the death date, you know. Unless they were wrong and it
I want
actually
to know
happens
what
in
the
September.
because the only thing I saw says that they're preparing for it.
What's the
And allegedly, how many people they say would die? Did you remember seeing
It's
that?
like
It's ridiculous number
It's
of
like
people that would die.
hundreds of millions.
how would anybody
It's like
survive that?
It's like it's like 70% of the
Would you be
population
like,
would die.
yeah,
from it or
ripped
something
apart?
crazy.
Like, I don't know. Man.
Well, okay,
Well,
if
you would just die from the blunt force trauma of
I was going to
falling.
say,
Yeah,
if
and
you
all the
if,
stuff
So basically
falling from
only
the sky.
people who fell from outside
the oceans
yeah.
hitting and tsunamis and all the crazy weather stuff
Lovely.
too. But
Let's say I'm just going to stay inside on
Stay
August
right
12th.
here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
I'm
stay
not.
inside.
Let me out.
You want to experience?
Well,
Not
I'd
having
rather
gravity and
that
dying?
than have my house collapse on me from that impact.
I'll take my chances with the house.
I will not.
that's
I'm
the day the-
claustrophobic, dog.
dude.
Ain't happening.
That's the
take my
day the
chances.
rapture's going to happen, and that's going to be their
Okay.
There you
explanation
go.
for it.
Strap yourself down to the floor, outside wall.
Did you
Hold on, time out.
Did you hear?
Wait, hold on, time out. Did you just throw a rapture?
I did. And then that's going to be the explanation for it.
my
Is that
goodness.
everybody that was
They'd be like, oh,
outside?
we need to
Yeah.
calculate.
That's going to be the
That
explanation.
They just went so high.
it's
they
'cause
went
the
outside of the.
That's
Yeah.
not the rapture. That was the gravity.
Yeah,
That
they
is-
they just went so high they went out into
Shutting
zero
off.
space, and so
Yeah.
now they're
Yeah,
they're no
they
more.
didn't listen to us.
That is the most insane rational
Bro.
call I've ever heard.
How do you make something this crazy all of a sudden seem fairly reasonable and rational? That was
Yeah, all
really
of a sudden
weird.
I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
I hadn't even thought about that.
That is an S tier connection. Good work.
Thank you.
Holy.
My brain's working.
What
today.
a
That's
what a
nice.
theory.
See, and that's why you're part
What's
of the
the
team.
okay? I have a question. What is the science and mathematics that goes into them calculating when?
Listen, I don't
Brother,
work for NASA.
Right.
I'll say you can read it for yourself.
Okay, yep.
I am not gonna go.
That's fine. I didn't know
okay.
if you had any. Further
This is
detail.
not. We can do a full episode on this later. This was just a current event thing I happened across.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
If we want to do a full event, this could be a fun full event.
Yeah.
I'm down to do a
That would be fun.
full podcast on
We
it.
do
However,
that one, the full Earth, the globe, the dome theories, we can just hit up weird,
just hit them.
weird
Just
Earth
hit them.
theories.
I'm game for that.
I like it.
But
I like it.
current event research is not the same as podcast research,
Valid.
and I did not do podcast
Valid.
research. I just was like, "This is funny. This sounds really stupid.
That's
Let's
fine.
talk about
We
it."
just
But
didn't know where
it's
your
actual
information
NASA
was
that
gonna
released
end.
it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's the actual NASA, which is the
That's-
wild part.
Bonkers.
The second thing I want to talk about was a lot more serious than that, and I just want to talk about Iran for a second. Iran. I know we talked about it briefly a couple weeks ago when we recorded, but man, all I want to say is, man, our prayers are with, and believe it or not, we have a few people who have listened to our podcast from Iran.
Yeah.
And so beyond the politics, beyond what's right and what's wrong, there is a people group who is hurt enough that they are willing to die to overthrow their dictator.
Mm-hmm.
And so our thoughts and our prayers are with all of the people of Iran and the massacres in which you have faced, as well as the ones you are currently facing. And I pray for a swift solution to the issues. But beyond that, the geopolitical aspect of it, man, does it feel like there's a lot of war games shifting, like
Churning up of nations and just it's
wars and rumors
it's
of
nuts.
wars.
Yep.
It's getting to that point where it's like at some point, something's gonna snap, something's gonna give, and someone's gonna get angry. And with Putin, he's straight up is like threatening, like using the spicy ballistics. And for those of you guys that don't know, NUCLEAR, nuclear. Nuclear.
And
Anyway,
that's one of those things, man.
I know that one.
Oh, I think I've said that
Anyway,
on the show before. Yeah, no.
we call them spicy ballistics just for the algorithms in case we want to use the short. But he's threatened to use them, and Poland is beginning to strengthen its borders and starting to push people all over there, and it's getting intense. So
Feels like everybody's strengthening their borders a little bit right now, and everybody's like pulling up their pants waists and kind of taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where things are going to fall.
And I will say this. Ignore the politics of the Greenland thing. Completely ignore the politics. You don't have a side, one way or the other. I will say this, that it does make sense based off looking at an actual globe of how close Russia is to Greenland, why it is so important. Period. And that's all I'll say about it. Stay out of the politics of it, but just the practical of it. And when you have so many people gearing up and arming up, it makes a little more sense to be like, hey, this needs to like have a lot of bases on it.
Right.
In order to protect everybody.
I think back to
But-
like the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
Way back. And that was, I mean, it's real easy for somebody to give somebody a contract to put some nasty
yeah.
war items
And I was
on their island.
Right. And I was watching a video. It was a little more like, it was an independent guy who's doing research. So who knows what our government actually knows? Mm-hmm. But on the like information we know is that there are multiple subs in that region that we have no clue where they are. Right. That are Russian. Yeah. And so if now again, if I'm our government, I'm keeping it secret that we know where your subs are. Mm. But if there is a possibility that they actually don't know, scary. Anyway. Yeah. But that's not meant to scare people because we're going to lose gravity before that happens. So,
yep. And then those subs will come to the
surface. Yeah. All the subs will come to the surface. That's what's going to happen. Our government's going to shut off the government to identify all the subs so that then when they...
You said the government's going to shut off the government.
Oh, the government's going to shut off the gravity.
I mean
that too.
Well, if the government would shut off the government, maybe we could all go back to loving each other.
I was say the government already shut off the government at the end of last year.
Oh, man.
I knew what you meant, Tanner. I was with you.
Yes. And the politics of everything, it's nuts because it's so propagandized.
Oh, my gosh. It's horrible right now.
It's so propagandized. And like...
I mean, without even going into detail, like we talked about it just a couple nights ago, like first of all, how easy it is to get sucked into that whole mess.
Yeah.
Because, and just to try to fish through it.
Yeah.
Can I give you another like current event thing that I came across?
Do it. And then you can go into your triangle.
And here's the point of this is to, especially for listeners and for myself even.
Did you just?
Yeah.
What did he do?
What
did he do?
He made a triangle with his hands.
Always, this guy. I'm gonna need to see your. Goodness. I'm gonna need to see your triangle card. So, anyway, so
I have 33 of them.
Oh my gosh!
Nice, well played. Well played.
Anyway, continue.
Well played. So current event wise and stuff. So just to kind of show, like, I've had to personally go through and when I see something, get away from the heat of it and take my own route. To try to get to the truth. Here's the one that I came across just this morning. There was a short video and a short little snippet.
A snort
snippet about the World Health Organization, the WHO.
Yes,
taking down the American flag.
Yeah,
because they've got all of their flags out front. Every nation's flag, and they're out front taking the United States flag down. And the caption said something along the lines of, World Health Organization bans the United States by taking their flag down, and this is an embarrassment to the world. And I was like, hold on, time out. So I start digging, and then I find out, I'm like, we've been trying to leave the World Health Organization for a year. And I was like, well, why are we leaving the World Health Organization? I was like, I need more. We're not the only ones leaving the World Health Organization, and it's because we've uncovered corruption, we've uncovered misuse of funds, all of these things. We gave them a year deadline to fix it, or we were going to pull out and not be part of their organization. None of that was part of that original article.
Right.
So my point is, I need to do better. And I think everybody needs to do a better job of when you see stuff like that is just charged and one-sided. Dig in.
Yeah.
Dig in. Find out what you can find out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and I'm guilty as anybody of just seeing it and getting emotional.
Well, there's just so much to cover. There's so much that you feel like you have to be informed on.
I know.
And so it's...
And it gets exhausting.
Yeah.
You're just exhausted trying to keep up with everything. But if it makes you... Here's the point. Like, if it makes you emotional, if it makes you passionate...
Before posting.
Yeah, learn it before you... Yeah.
So, just wanted to share that. So, getting into what we're talking about...
Before we do,
go
before
Phil.
You start into the triangles thing, it's similar like theme with the areas, strange regions. Okay. I think I sent it to the whole group. I know I sent it to Tanner. Did you guys see the thing in the southern tip of South America that some dude found? He was dinking around on Google Maps or Earth or whatever.
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
There's like what looks like giant faces, skeletons, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know that you sent it to me. I think I know what you're talking about, though.
Did you see this, Courtney? Okay, this is wildness, and people were dismissing it as, well, it's just when they do the mapping, it reuses certain like like certain textures. I'm like,
AI's filling in gaps. With old stuff.
I was like, okay, hold on now. Weird. If we're like full like detailed mapping, like how does it choose where to like what things to
that one looks like
to skip, and then also. Okay,
like a big
so
totem pole.
they're saying like some of this is just
Yes.
mirrored chunks, and it's like, okay, if you have a mirrored chunk that looks like a face, if you cut that in half, it still looks like half of a face. That doesn't change the like nature of what you're looking at.
Right.
I thought it was really weird. Tanner, did you watch that? Did you see the thing? Okay, here, let me pull it back
That's
up.
interesting.
Okay, this is wait. You
Yeah,
did-
so
oh,
Google
yeah.
Google Earth has changed some things because we can look at all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
You did
Yeah,
see this?
Yeah, I've seen that.
What did you think?
I don't know. My first thought went to the giant stone quarries
serpent mounds
in China.
Oh.
They have this place that's in China that you could tell they were quarrying giant stones, like not like huge stones. And like mid quarry, it just is apparently shut down. And so you can see that, like, you can see the mid quarry, like you can see it mid carve of one of the giant blocks. And it kind of almost resembles like the outline of that, but not the, once you zoom in a little bit further. And so that was my first thought, was that. But then in China, we have a lot of things where like we don't know what is there because they won't release information. They won't let anybody come in and investigate it. They might know what's there, but we don't know. And it feels like one of those situations where it's like, I want to see some people go and check it out.
I would really love to see more
to
on
see
that.
what it is.
Have you guys been seeing any of the videos of like what looks like pyramids being kind of eroded out of mountains?
Yeah.
That's been weirding me out too. Like, dude, there's just, I don't know. There's a lot of, and it's tough to
There's a
know.
lot of stuff out there that we just haven't
So,
come across yet. Even now.
For today's episode, I have a location that, so when I started doing research on one of the locations, because we're doing the pyramid, or not pyramids, we're doing the triangles, I found another location
Pyramids
that
are the
seems to possibly be a pyramid, but because I had so much information that I decided to cut it out and do more research. So when we do a triangles part 3, I'll go into it. But dude, yes, absolutely. I would just say yes, unequivocally.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot that we, for lack of location or research, could potentially see more of those uncovered. But I don't know. Anyway.
Anyway,
So with that, let's
on
get
your
into
tangles.
the show.
So I looked into the Bridgewater Triangle. We brought that up when we first started talking about triangles, and there was just so much that we kind of brushed over it and moved on and said, you know what, let's do it. Let's talk about Bridgewater Triangle later, because Bridgewater Triangle is absolutely bonkers when it comes to like the triangles. So a little bit of history. It's in Massachusetts. So in this area, this researcher named Loren Coleman. Do you guys know who Loren Coleman is? He's the founder of the International Cryptology Museum in Maine.
Okay.
Oh,
he's got
International
the.
Cryptology
Were you
Museum.
gonna tell me about it?
No, you just said he. So his name's Lauren?
Yes.
Okay,
His
gotcha.
name's Lauren,
It just threw me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so in 1983, he started collecting all these stories about all this stuff because he was looking into Bigfoot. And he started collecting stories, and he ended up in this area in Massachusetts, and he started collecting stories, and the Bigfoot stories included other cryptids and other stories and other things and all this other stuff. And so he put together a book, and he kind of mapped it out, and it's kind of in between these 3 communities and 3 corners, and it turned into a triangle. So he called it the Bridgewater Triangle. So that's a little bit of the story. So I think we start with the fairly normal stuff, as normal as it gets, and then we get weird. Okay. So with the Bigfoot in that area, plural, Bigfoot,
big feet.
Bigfoots,
Foots.
big feets.
Boop.
So the people that report the Bigfoot stuff and they see the Bigfoot, say in this area that they get psychically called to look into the woods. And when they look, it's standing there staring at them.
Now.
It's not they're walking along and they see something move and they see it. They're doing something else. And psychically they get called to look at it they said it's not a voice, but it's like hearing a voice. It's in your head and it says, look over here, and it makes you look. And then they're standing there as a Bigfoot.
That's like my experience.
That was my first thought.
They called my name, but Phil didn't hear anything.
Yeah, so it was like in your head kind of thing.
It had to have been, yeah, because Phil would have heard what I heard.
Yeah.
If it wasn't.
I forgot they called your name. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So some of the other things, let's see. If you're driving through the area, apparently there's shadow figures that'll run alongside your car.
Oh no!
While you're driving through the area. Besides that, there's hitchhikers.
Adore this shadow figure.
There's hitchhikers.
Get out of here.
Yeah. There's hitchhikers who will just like appear in front of your car. And so you stop and then they just fade away and disappear. Right. Or if you have 3 people in your car, they appear in your 4th seat in your car.
We taking this car off a cliff.
That's not scary, right?
Well,
dude,
if something appears in my car that I didn't allow into it, I will no longer be in said car.
Yeah, that car.
It's crazy.
There's going to be
tuck and roll, Grandma.
Yeah.
How many of our? There's 3 of us. Somebody's walking. Yeah, I know. I was crazy. So. Besides that, just to hit all of these different areas, and then I want to kind of get into a little bit of the history of the area, because I did find some really cool stuff about the area that I don't know if it explains things, but it's definitely interesting. So there's reports of Mothman. There's reports of Thunderbirds. The Native Americans named one of the hills Bird Hill, and that's where they see the Thunderbirds.
Okay.
There is supposedly
Thunder Cougar Falcon.
there's supposedly a hellhound that is bigger than a horse.
I mean,
There's stories of it attacking horses. Like this dog is bigger than horses.
when I think of a hellhound, I think big.
Big.
So
Yeah.
that's a big hound.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be. Dude, could you imagine how
Fenrir?
terrifying? Just a hound dog, just a dog.
Just a
It doesn't even a
big,
hound,
like,
just like a big
wolf.
aggressive dog.
You ever seen a
That's the
Tibetan
size
Mastiff?
of a horse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even
Yeah.
the size
I mean,
of
we
a horse.
joke,
Those things
yeah.
are terrifying.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
people
now
joke about Great
triple
Danes and
that
stuff,
size.
but
Yeah,
bigger than that.
I have tried to.
There's one in Silmarillion.
I have tried to hold back a Great Dane.
Yeah.
That was aggressive, not aggressive, but power. Wanted to go do something.
excited.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, my 60-pound
And-
chocolate lab can about drag me around.
If you have a dog the size of a horse, that thing is doing what it wants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you're not stopping that thing.
Yep. So there's puckwudgies.
What?
Puckwudgies.
That sounds like a slur.
Do you know what puckwudgies are?
That does sound racist.
Sounds like, sounds
Look
like
me dead in my eyes and tell me
sounds
that's
like
not a
something
slur.
from
It
Harry
sounds like
Potter.
another
It does,
name
doesn't
for a short
does.
person or
Let
something.
me tell you what pugwudgies. So pugwudgies are 2-3 feet tall.
So it is. It's a slur. Convince me this is not a slur. Keep going.
They have gray skin.
Old and
They have long noses. Sometimes have spines
Okay, that's
on their
racist.
back.
It's a gnome.
It's a gnome, right? They're describing gnomes. Now, in the Native American lore, these puckwudgies started out as helpers. Tell me if this doesn't sound familiar. They started out as helpers
yeah.
for the Native Americans.
Okay.
And the Native Americans made them mad because they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And so they started playing tricks and doing tricksy type stuff to them.
Interesting.
Sounds like a
We
gnome.
talked about.
Sounds like they could like disguise themselves.
Speaking
with,
of which,
rocks.
really quick, interjecting
Yes.
because a friend who is Native American reached out to me
Oh, yeah.
and was like, hey, I was, no. It was an American friend with a friend who is Native who reached out to me and was like, hey, I was talking to my Native friend about your episode about those things.
Yep.
And he got very serious and told me right now to message you and make sure you can cover yourself in prayer because you talked about them. And I was like, dang. And he was like, he was serious
Maybe that's
about
what's,
that.
maybe
And I
that's
was like,
what slapped me in
dang.
the face.
Yeah, you need to call
It seems
out
like
the
a great
puckwudgies.
time to also mention
Anyway.
that my sister had a lot to say about the episode that you two did on like the Fae.
Oh, yeah. That episode is the one I would like to
Very much.
expand upon.
Yeah, she would like that.
Because that was one where I had 10 times more notes than we covered.
Right. Yeah.
But, all right, continue. Sorry.
So the
I
puckwudgies,
interjected.
apparently they are led by
Puckwudgies.
they're led by this like really tall shadow figure that tells them what to do.
Great.
And
Enderman?
Is this a big shadow figure?
Well,
or
here's the thing.
So
I wouldn't really even call it a shadow figure. It like moves behind them and tells them what to do, and you can only see it when it moves because it's cloaked. Predator.
Face peeler.
Oh.
See? It's all connected. Time gets weird when you walk into some of these areas.
How about that?
What? Time? Weird. Time has to do with mine, too.
So
a valuable
people
thing.
People walk in, swear they're only there for like 10 minutes. They walk back out. They've been there for like 4 or 5 hours.
Bro, we have a connection for our triangles.
Boom.
That's a good connection.
Boom. Okay, keep that in mind.
I will.
There are supposedly red-haired humanoid ape-type creatures that aren't big feet. They're like, no, Bigfoot are different.
Red-haired giants?
Yeah.
What?
So, like I told you,
it's almost like...
What?
This is like the
It's almost
Amazon.
like-
This is like the Amazon.com of shout out Amazon.com if you want to sponsor. Amazon.com of the things with the did you
Not a sponsor.
Okay. I got a funny story about
But
Amazon.
I will
I'll
accept
save
it.
for some other time. All right.
We'll take Bezos bucks.
Oh, it got so fast.
So
Put on Audible.
there are UFO sightings. There are all kinds of, it's crazy. Now the Hockomock Swamp, which is fun to say. The Hockomock Swamp is in there.
The Puckwudgies of the Hockomock Swamp.
Yeah, so Hockomock
right?
is an Algonquin
I like
word.
these names, dude.
Do you know what
Straight
it's
out of
Algonquin?
freaking
It means
C.S. Lewis.
land of the spirits.
Oh.
So I started digging in. I looked at the history of this area, right? So there was a huge fight between the American soldiers and the Native Americans in there, and 500 plus American soldiers died. 3,000 plus Native Americans died. And during this war, they had a peace treaty. The Native Americans brought
During the war? Dang.
Yeah, well, they decided we need to end this because this is ridiculous. So the Native American tribe in there, their leader came in and he brought a wampum belt as a peace offering and said, "I'm giving you this wampum belt, and we need to stop the war. No more betrayal, no more anything. Give us this little chunk of land and you guys can live all around us. That's fine." Right? So they made this peace treaty. And the guy in charge of the U.S. troops went back on his deal, killed this chief, cut off his head, put it on a pike, and it sat in front of the fort, on the front of the fort for 20 years.
Weird. A head on a spike? That
Years?
seems to have something to do with my triangle, too.
Did you say 20 years?
20 years
That's
this head
nuts.
sat on a pike.
Did
in
it
front of there.
decay or did it...
I'm sure it decayed.
Yeah.
It had
Because
to.
that would have been wild if it
If it was
didn't.
just still, yeah, that was really weird. So anyway, so the Native American tribes there say that they put a curse on the land, and it's going to last until the wampum belt is returned to the tribe. Because they betrayed them, and they don't know where this wampum belt is. Because they tried.
You best be finding
They've
that
been looking
thing.
for it. They can't find it because they're like, maybe we can get rid of some of these curses. So on the real, because none of this stuff has ever been captured, found,
Right.
pictures. It's all stories.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one more. Supposedly there is a gang of feral dogs,
Okay.
and their leader, these dogs are just a menace. And again, they've never caught them. They've never caught pictures of them, but these dogs are a menace. Their leader is an emu. So there's a pack of dogs running around with this gang leader emu causing havoc in this area.
Emus are evil, bro.
They are, though.
So that's
Australia
actually
straight up
genuinely
went to
scary.
war with them.
See?
That's actually scary. Dogs that have an emu.
Emu leader? I know. Emus
That's
are
like-
mean. But just imagine you're like in the woods. and
Ask
all of a
Doug
sudden
about him.
You just see this emu come running up. You're like, "What's that emu doing?" And then the pack of dogs
pack of
circles
dogs
around behind you.
him, right? So on the real though,
Actually
this
be
area
scary.
is considered to be fairly evil. Like it's got like per capita huge numbers of like weird murders. There's been satanic worship in there.
Great.
They mapped out.
course there
So the police went in. They mapped the huts, the little shacks where the satanic stuff was happening, and then went back, and the shacks aren't there, and they're moved. And then they'd find the same shack, but it'd be in a different spot, and they're checking their maps, and they're like, did we mismap it? So much
wild.
so that when I
That
watched this
sounds like-
documentary,
Gaelic kind of stuff.
yeah, they couldn't find any of the shacks on the map. And so then they finally found one. They're like, and this one is, and it wasn't mapped. This one wasn't mapped, but it was one of the shacks that they had mapped in a different spot.
Weird.
There's a graveyard that like the headstones are in different spots. When you go back, the headstones move, and they say it's because
Tricksy.
of moisture. That's weird.
Because of
Because of moisture. That's what the scientists say.
wow.
Weird stuff. Like I said, a lot of murders and things like that, and just people just drawn to, this evil kind of thing going on. Grave robbing, things like that. People, robbing the graves from the graveyard and for like different ritualistic type things and, very scary stuff going on in the woods. Besides all the fun cryptic things.
Yeah.
Very serious, scary things that they can't solve. They can't figure out.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's like, okay. Have you ever been driving like a route that you know very, very well? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you're like, where'd that house come from?
Where'd that house come from?
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like that
happened just the other day.
It doesn't seem unfeasible to me just because like the route from Hemingford to Alliance, because we drove that all the time.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you're just like, where did that place come from? And then even today we'll drive and it's like an old, like decrepit building, and I'm like, that clearly has been there forever. I do not ever remember.
And why don't I remember that?
Yeah. So it's like it makes you wonder.
Yep.
Either it's either things changing or Mandela effect, one or the other.
Right. What you guys ever heard of Lizzie Borden?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So she lived in this area.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
that
makes
just
a lot of
helps me. I was gonna say that actually helps me understand the area a lot better because I've looked into that a lot.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of?
Did we do a little bit?
We have not.
think
Done
so.
No. Okay.
Gave her mother
Oh, let's see. She knows the song.
when she saw what she had done. No.
What about
And now this episode is
Dr.
cursed.
Henry Murray? Have you ever heard of Dr. Henry Murray?
I don't think so.
No. So Dr. Henry Murray was a member of the OSS. He was an OSS psychologist.
Okay.
He worked at Harvard. Harvard is right by this place, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, great.
That makes it so much eviler.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, think about like secret society.
Oh, dude,
Yes.
Harvard is
That was my
it's.
first
That's
thought.
I joke, but I also am not joking.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Harvard is right there.
Harvard's sketchy.
Anyway,
Harvard.
so there's no documentation, but there's a lot of stories that Dr. Henry Murray had some ideas about controlling minds and things like that, and wrote a few articles, and those articles made their way out to the West Coast, and a program called MK Ultra started based on his
Brother.
original findings with the OSS. Started in this area.
That's
I know when you start
Cursed.
connecting like little strings and stuff. I'm
little
like,
Harvard.
why is there
little-
always strings connected?
Yeah, absolutely.
The number of self-unalivings in the area.
Great.
There's a rock called Solitude Rock, and it's a huge number.
I've heard of
things.
Solitude Rock. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little thing written on it, and they're not quite sure who wrote it. Yeah, it's kind of cryptic and crazy.
This is all within the triangle.
This is all within like 200 square miles.
Bro.
Yeah, it's not a big triangle. It's
No,
all
that's
within-
quite small.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a small
200
triangle.
square miles. Is all of this happens?
It's in
Okay,
Massachusetts.
that makes it.
Massachusetts.
Yep.
Square miles always makes it sound so much bigger than it is, because if that were a
Yeah.
square, it's 20 by 10. It's
Yeah.
20 miles by 10 miles.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter of the size of Dawson. Maybe, bless you, maybe less.
Yeah, it's small. There's
Probably less.
There's
Bless you.
cities bigger than that. You know what I mean? There's like, yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
it's not a big area, which is why he like Coleman was so intrigued by it, because he's like, why is there so much going on here
Yeah.
in this little area? Yeah. So and in there's the town. One of the towns in there is one of the oldest towns, one of the oldest communities in the entire United States. It's one of the original 13 colony towns. Wow. The cemetery there is, by some accounts, the oldest cemetery in the United States. It was the first cemetery people would travel from, like Boston and things like that during the original 13 colonies to bury their dead in this cemetery. Like yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a lot. There was just so much,
That's
much
a
going on.
ton, dude.
Yeah. And like I said, the fun stuff. And then there's a mad trucker that supposedly you're driving and this truck comes up behind you, like all like scary movie style, honking his horn and lights, and he runs you off the road, and then the truck disappears.
Gosh, dude.
It's just crazy. The stuff
That's
that like the
crazy,
stories just keep coming up, and just crazy.
Huh.
And some of them very real world, like missing people and things like that, and the cults and things like that. But some of it just way out there.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
It almost makes you wonder, when these places exist like this, is it because, maybe something horrific happened and the enemy takes advantage of that, or is this maybe just a stronghold?
And maybe it's just a center for just like a fortress.
Just
you know what I mean? Almost
like
a high
principality
concentration of not good people. Because if there's a lot of like satanic
there's like 8 military
there.
bases around this thing.
Yeah.
To research bases, things like military research bases and stuff around this area too. And
makes you wonder, like a principality lives there or something,
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about how this area where we live is very charged.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's almost kind of makes me feel a lot of the same lines.
Yeah. And when you have something that, they had that big war there and everything else, you have that violence and that betrayal and all that stuff, just, and all the old cemetery and just all of that in one concentrated area.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's spiritual or it's just energy.
Yeah.
It's charged. It's got to be a charged area. It's crazy
absolutely.
that much happens there.
For real. So, speaking of a small area.
Yes.
This triangle is even smaller than that. This triangle that I'm going to talk about is a little bigger than like 2 square miles.
That is little.
Very small. It is called the Hoia Baciu Forest. You ever heard of the Hoia Baciu Forest, Phil?
No, I have not.
Mike has not heard of it either.
Nope.
They call it the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania.
Oh.
That's its nickname.
So take Transylvania, and as many stories and things come out of Transylvania, and let's put a ramped up triangle in the middle of it.
Yeah. This is also
I like it.
It's also called Dracula's Forest.
Of course it is.
Quite a few other things.
What else would it be called? I don't know.
So historically, the tales from this forest go back pre-Jesus, like into the BCs.
Whoa. Yeah.
So the ancient people of the region called it unclean. They said that they believed that there was something about the air, that it was thick, and because the air was thick, that's why the things happened in this forest that happened.
That gives me like Pet Cemetery vibes.
So it's almost like avoided.
Yeah.
Just wait. Just wait. That was a great sentence.
Yeah.
Then into the medieval era. The medieval era called it cursed. Mm-hmm. So they had moved from there's something natural that causes this to now there's something about it that has caused it to be cursed. And then modern people have very different anomalies that occur, as well as continuing with that cursed mindset. So the Hoia Baciu Forest and again, the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania for Courtney. She had to step out for a second. So the first thing you notice, the first thing you notice about this place is that it is small. Right. And it's somewhat now on the edge of a city that is basically like Transylvania's unofficial like capital. So it's real close to a population center of hundreds of thousands of people. And there's actually risk in just for funsies, there's actually risk of it being torn down and being turned into apartment complexes. That's how small this forest is.
That's the beginning of a horror movie if I've ever heard one.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay. So the first thing that you notice about this place, outside of any of the stories, okay, the first thing you notice is all of the trees, all of them, different breeds, everything, all of the trees grow in a twisted corkscrew shape. All of them. Okay, picture what a forest in Transylvania should look like. This forest looks exactly like it. The trees are just mangled. And every breed, it doesn't grow the way that it's supposed to grow. They grow mangled. And they create like natural arches and like it looks...
Oh, I think of... Yeah.
So it looks exactly how you would think it should look.
From a botany standpoint, like what would... Botany is the study of plants, right?
Yeah.
What there was a weird pause. Okay. Like what would cause...
The only thing, so naturally explained, they claimed that so they said that sometimes when there's a limestone underneath the surface, too close, that it forces the plants to kind of grow weird because their roots can't penetrate into the limestone.
Yeah.
But the thing about this forest is that it's like it's the whole forest.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't occur at the rate that it occurs. And so even the botanists are like, we don't know. This is our theory, but it doesn't explain it because it's literally all of the trees and all of the plants are just mangled.
Well, in limestone, like how far back, like, has cultures believe that limestone is charged? Like, it has its own, like, energy to it. You know?
Right.
I mean, this just adds to that.
I was going to say, that doesn't really, like, aside from it not really explaining the, like, reason for that being the way that it is, like,
I know.
it also kind of lends itself to the, like, less naturalist theories anyway.
Right.
But, well, let's continue. Y'all, it's like you guys are starting to try to explain it, but don't worry, it gets better. So when you go into the forest of modern times, the thing that happens very consistently that we all know to occur in these areas,
you turn into a bat.
Your cameras drain, they stop working. Compasses stop working.
Goody, Outlast. Fantastic.
This is a small forest and compasses spin and audio glitches and all of that stuff happens. Even the biggest of skeptics who have gone in to try to explain it just say that like this forest it's wrong. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like that's basically how they explain it. So let's go into some of the lore. All right. So starting out, like I said, there's the lore of this place predates Jesus. So we'll start with some of the original lores. So some of the original lores is there was a lady, Mother Produri. So they call her the mother of the forest, who they say that she is a shapeshifter who protects the forest. And
I don't even like that title.
She's particular about kids coming into the forest. And so she will take the kids and then boil them. She is the inspiration for Hansel and Gretel.
I was just going to say, that sounds just like Hansel and Gretel.
Huh.
Yep.
There's another story of...
she was a druid.
There's a famous story of a 5-year-old girl who disappeared during a family picnic into the forest. Again, this isn't that big of a forest.
Right.
And so disappeared, and they searched, they couldn't find her. And then she all of a sudden shows back up 5 years later, walking out of the forest. And they're like, what happened to you? What is going on?
Whatever. Time connection.
And she's like, what are you talking about? I was gone for like 5 seconds.
And she was still 5?
She's still wearing the same clothes. She was still, they said it looked like she hadn't aged at all.
Bro.
But the thing about it is her clothes didn't have a speck of dirt. It looked like she literally walked in and walked out.
Huh. For reference, how big is square mileage wise? How big is Shadow State Park?
Oh,
bigger.
Way
bigger.
Yeah, it's smaller than Shadow State Park. Yeah,
probably even the disc golf course is bigger than this forest.
Yeah,
I mean, it's tiny.
It's very small.
It's insane.
It's not big
to me. Yeah. That alone is weird. Yeah.
Let's continue.
Do it.
And the size, if you were really trying to charge this place up, be like, talk it up, you wouldn't talk about how small it is. Because the triangles, you think big areas that are mysterious. Like this is a very small place. Yeah. And part of this is significant. So the forest is named after. So it got its name originally. The Baku basically means shepherd. So there was a local shepherd.
Not M'Baku from Black Panther.
There was a shepherd who went into the forest with 200 head of sheep, and they all disappeared. No bones have ever been found. Nothing. No blood, no trace. They just disappeared in this forest. This is not a big forest. How do 200 head of sheep? They even ignore the guy missing. 200 head of sheep missing? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Just like, so a lot of these, when we talk about a lot of this stuff, I'm so curious. I'm like, we should go visit. But this one, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm good. No.
This one is one where I'm good. I've watched and I'm doing the research on it. I'm good.
Even picturing it, it sounds like I'm picturing like trees from like a Salvador Dali painting or something. No.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I don't even
want
to see it.
It is crazy looking. Okay, so modern times. Let's fast forward and those were the most significant. There's a ton of stories, but let's fast forward to modern time stories. What really brought this space to like modern cryptozoology, whateverness. There was a photograph taken in 1968 by Ion Urbana, who was a biologist and a UFO researcher. And in this picture, there is a clear disc-shaped object hovering over this forest. This image has to today never been debunked. And another thing about it is there has always been, through the history of the forest, ongoing sightings of glowing orbs through the forest. The like silent lights with impossible speeds. And they consider, so Transylvania considers the Hoia Baciu a hot spot among the same levels as like America considers Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
When you say Skinwalker Ranch, immediately you have an idea of what we're talking about. That's what the Hoia Baciu is for Transylvania. It's considered so that the lore, like your immediate thoughts are UFOs, not even the other stuff that we're talking about and we're going to continue to talk about. But the thing about it is, all throughout this history, telling the tales and stuff, in Transylvania, in their past, to bring up like belief in cryptids and stuff. So if you think of kind of the region and you think of like the traveler, the fortune tellers and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, historically, to believe in the cryptid stuff was a huge social stigma.
Yeah.
And so the fact that these people came out in 1968 and shared and like, this guy was a pretty renowned biologist. So the fact that he was willing to release this information and put it out there, like there was huge social stigmas that were related to it. So it actually almost, for me, validates him just a little bit more just because of he didn't get anything out of it. If anything, it cost him to share this image. And now, so structurally is that the imager? Oh, that's the trees, the way they grow. Yeah.
I was just looking up the trees, and it's you know what it gives me? It gives me like
you can show them again. I wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, it reminds me of like Star Wars when he goes to first see Yoda in the swamps.
Yes,
that's what it reminds me of, but with no swamp.
I wonder if that's where they filmed it.
Like just moss everywhere. And like,
anyway,
I don't know. It's crazy.
So at the center of this forest, there is a near perfect circle that has a clearing and no trees grow in it. So they have gone in
like a fairy ring,
kind of. But they've gone in and they've done soil samples because fairy rings.
Just saw it. Googling images.
So fairy rings, they have theories of what causes fairy rings.
Yeah.
So they've gone in and they've done soil samples.
And they can reproduce fairy rings, but this is...
Soil samples show nothing. The vegetation like refuses to grow even when they plant it there. They've gone in and they've done the research. They've taken soil samples. They've done the radar. They've dug down to see how far things are just in case maybe something shallow roots or something like that because we talked about limestone being in the area. And there is nothing that seems to explain why trees won't grow in the center of this. Okay. Now, no fungal, like there's nothing that they can find that explains this. So we're going to come back to the circle. Okay. Just keep the circle in your mind. We're going to come back to it to modern day. So the things that are seen in this forest to like modern day sightings, it's kind of in the same way Skinwalker Ranch has become like a touristy hotspot.
Yeah.
It's kind of become that.
Gotcha.
So the regularly reported things are shadow humans. Keep that in mind. That's significant. That between the trees and then they just seem to like disappear. Voices that seem to call out your name that don't really like come from anywhere. Feelings of paralysis and dread. Ghost children. Laughter. Footsteps. Apparitions of children in old style clothing. There's also werewolf lore, which, I mean, fitting. Yeah. There's the Strigoi, which is rumored to be there. Strigoi are like undead entities almost.
Okay.
Kind of, there's the prickly pears? Pricklichi. There we go. Which are wolf-like shapeshifters. What does that sound like?
Sound like you said sheep shifters?
Dogman or,
Sound like you said sheep shifters. Like wolves and sheep.
Sheep shifters.
Yeah.
And then there is the Lele, which are seductive but dangerous forest spirits.
You can't just pass by sheep shifters and not have a joke going on here. I mean, come on, let's go back. Sheep shifters. You know what I pictured? Like imagine you're a skinwalker and you can you can become these animals and you get chosen to transform into a sheep.
Sounds like a bad time.
Your buddy's a wolf. Your other guys
come on,
can
nobody's
turn
gonna,
into like a giant
yell at
bird
me?
man. You turn into a sheep.
Yeah.
Someday. Anyway, okay, keep going.
So, time-wise, thinking of this all began pre-Dracula. So keep in mind that pre-Vlad, this forest existed and was avoided.
So maybe Vlad was a result rather
Maybe
than a cause?
who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? In the natural, we'll go into the natural stuff that they've kind of explained a little bit, but they have found, they've gone in with EMF field signatures and EMF detectors, and they have noticed that in this area there are wild EMF fluctuators. Like, it fluctuates crazy, and not like in like, it almost seems unnatural the way that the EMF fluctuates in there.
Yeah.
Short range EMF spikes, the compass instability, all of that makes sense within this. They've claimed that they think that the EMF spikes of this area are caused from iron-rich inclusions inside of the limestone, which would make sense.
Which would also cause the compass issues.
You know what the movie this is giving me vibes of at this point more of is Blair Witch.
Yeah.
This feels Blair Witch Project.
I was thinking that a few different places.
Which, by the way, might be the scariest horror movie I've ever seen. Dude, I hate, like, just because of like the
I
things
saw it after I already
that
knew
scare
it wasn't
me.
real.
Not because of that, but just like the concept of it is like one of the freakiest things.
I walked in on the end of that movie when I was like a little kid, and I actually have not seen the whole movie, but just even that was like.
I don't feel like you're missing a whole.
No.
I think my sister and I started watching it, and then we stopped it because we were freaked out, and then we found out that it was.
Now you think it's real? Like, that's scary.
Yeah.
Well, if you thought it was real,
and then once we found out it wasn't, we were.
You know what's
able to
great
watch
about
it.
that movie is the producers didn't. They had the actors had to be quiet until they won awards. And then the actors from the movie went up to get the awards and were like, wait, you're supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
Like, we found footage, and they're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
You know, they had everybody fooled
That's
forever when
crazy.
that movie came out. Yeah.
Seeing
Anyway.
this though, I've seen these trees before. I just never realized
So
where they were
those
from.
twisty trees, when I pulled those up, there's other places that have those twisty trees. There's like a forest in Poland that has them.
I've
But
literally seen
the
these
difference
before.
and so the difference between them though is that in those other areas twisty trees occur.
Right.
This forest, all of them are twisty trees.
That's true.
Like,
That is-
it's like the sheer number of them is significant to and so that's one thing that botanists have gone in and like, we can explain it because it seems similar to this, and this occurs in other places.
Yeah.
What we can't explain is the sheer number and the wide variety that it affects.
And then I see the clearing that you're talking about, and just looking at these pictures, it actually this is nerdy, but it reminds me of the quote by Legolas when they go into like Fangorn Forest, and he's like, "This forest is old and it's full of anger." Yeah. That's what it looks like. Like, this forest is old and it looks full of
it's old,
icky anger
because it's a ring.
Well,
hold your theories to the end.
Oh man,
hold on.
I've got to get like timing wise. I've got to truck through it.
Do it.
Real quick, because I
so
think
much.
Courtney was out of the room when you said this. The like earliest like notes from this, which are pre-Jesus, was that people referred to the area as unclean.
Great.
Which does
unclean.
everything for me. Like, that's enough for me. Like, that sentence alone covers all of it.
Yeah.
There's such an evil vibe that comes with saying something is unclean.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, we won't touch it.
All right.
So the last theory, if you remember, we were talking about theories, natural theories for the EMF charges, is that maybe there's piezoelectric effects under mechanical stress, or possibly, or all of the above, underground water movement generating currents in the area.
Maybe that's where the pole's going to shift to.
That'd be crazy.
After gravity shuts off for 7 seconds.
Yeah. So the theory is that the EMF spikes and the weird ways that they do that, EMF spikes, and they've done research, EMF spikes can affect your perception of time. And so the EMF spikes, one way or the other, whether EMF spikes affect your perception of time or EMF spikes affect time, I guess one way or the other.
Well, the EMF
could
can affect
explain
your perception too. So we see in shadow figures behind trees, if the electricity is too high,
right,
that could be an effect of that too.
Absolutely.
Allegedly.
So that's one of the biggest fears of the place is that people go in regularly and they report, even in modern times, they'll go in thinking that they spent like 10 minutes in the forest and they actually spent like, 5 hours. Yeah. Like it's significant chunks of time difference. Right. Mm-hmm. And so that can affect a lot of things. The EMF stuff can affect a lot of different things in the natural. And it can affect our perception of time. Okay, so
that kind of depends on whether you lend credence to the story of the little girl going missing, because
right,
several years passing, that's not perception.
So here's what makes this place a little bit different. We have actual documented footage of stuff. So Josh Gates has personally gone to investigate this place once. And he sent his Expedition X team to investigate this place a second time.
Oh, I know what I'm doing later.
So the story,
I know, right?
It's a great episode. You're going to love it. I want to say it's like season 7, episode 1 of Expedition X. I couldn't find the original episode that they showed the footage from, but in that episode of Expedition X, they do show the footage of what I'm going to reference from the previous show. And I remember the episode because I have consumed all things Josh Gates.
I know. I remember
the
one episode where
it's possible.
I was thinking the one episode where I don't think it was in Transylvania, but it was a Eastern European country where it was basically like a vampire kind of people, and then he went to a graveyard and like got like chewed out for it. You remember that one? It was like a dark episode, but anyways,
it probably was. Yeah, probably was.
So
the
that's
same
what
episode.
I started thinking of. So I'm like, it makes sense that he would cover this. Yeah.
So they go to the center hole thing, the void. I don't know what you want to call it. The clearing. They go to the clearing and they're doing investigations. And this is the old footage that he re-shows in Expedition X. And in this footage, they, so what they wanted to do is they wanted to, get someone who was a skeptic. And so they picked the producer, the video evidence producer, because he was the biggest skeptic on the show at the time. And so they sent him into the center of this void and they're recording him. And he's going to sit there for 30 minutes. At about the 25-minute mark, a just wild burst of like energy wind, and you can see it pop up on the camera. Like it just whoosh, it almost looks like a fire pops up. Yeah. Smacks him, and he said what he felt was that it was like something dragged him by his ankles. And then he blacked out. And then they immediately go rushing up to him, and they cut the cameras. And Josh Gates even explains in the episode, he's like, we want to record this because like this is evidence. And he was weeping. And so they stopped recording and just retold kind of what happened. And so, and you can even see him retelling this years later. He's like you could tell he's messed up from this. Yeah. So, they then kind of record, like they take some evidence of like stuff on his body, and one of his arms is just gouged.
I think I have seen that. And now that you're saying that, it's all
scars. Yeah. He's got scars from it. That's how deep these wounds were.
Yeah.
In a matter of just that fast it happened. What could have done that? Yeah. Okay. So that's what caused Josh Gates to want to send his Expedition X crew to go and investigate it. So they go out and they're finding modern, like current people who have had experiences there that live close to there. So they find a guy who owns a little ranch thing next to it. And they were out cutting trees, and they were cutting trees through the night, basically. They were just doing it like long-term kind of thing. Right. And he said right around 3:00, his chainsaw, which is not like electrical. I mean, it is, but it's not. Right. It's mechanical, but it has electric. But anyway, so his chainsaw just all of a sudden just stops working, and he's sitting there trying to figure out what it is. It's dark, and then all of a sudden they start seeing what looked like, and he said it looked like a dog jumping tree from tree. But when they would shine lights on it, it was like it would disappear, and it sat there. And he's like, every time they tried to leave, it was like they couldn't, and it would just hold them into this little area. Yeah. And so like so the Expedition X crew's like, okay, we're going to go and investigate. We're going to bring a chainsaw and we're going to go to this area. So they go and they're there at about 3:00 in the morning and they find the same area that they were cutting trees because they can see the trees that were cut down.
Yeah.
And they find the same area and she's like, what if we do a chainsaw and we pretend like we're going to cut down a tree? And the skeptic guy on the show, he's like, well, that'll just send all the wildlife away. And she was like, well, good. Cause then if something's going to affect us, it would have to overcome the fear of the chainsaw in order to come and affect us. And so she goes and she's fake chainsaw, but she's revving it up next to the tree, and then the chainsaw quits working. The same way the guy said it would, and they try to restart it and they can't start it. So they're like, okay, well, story confirmed, but let's continue to investigate. And so he brings up the infrared, and the Thermal. So he brings up the thermal and he's thermal recording, and all of a sudden it looks like there's just like this barrier. And it's like a perfect line that's just a hotspot barrier. And so he sends Jess, the girl, in, and she's walking in. It's like almost like she can't get to the barrier. It almost like seems to keep going. And then they at that point in time, the mic picked up what sounded like chimes going off, like right next to her. Yeah. And she's like, do you hear that? It's like, she said a bell. I thought it sounded like chimes. She was like, it sounds like there's like a bell going off. And this was like 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so it sounded like chimes were going off. And so that's kind of and then she hears something say like, yes, like in the distance. Her mic catches it. You can hear the audio. The guy is like, I didn't hear anything. And then the mic crew and the video crew is like, no, we heard that. We heard it. It came through her mic and only her mic. And so just wild. So then they're like, okay, we're going to do a full investigation of like, that's enough. Like, we'll do a full investigation of the thing and try to recreate what the Josh Gates crew did.
Yeah.
So, the first thing is they have the guy go into the middle, and pretty much nothing really important happens. But then they send Jess into the middle. Now, so she's in the middle. She's going to be there for 30 minutes. Let's back up a little bit here. This is where the story gets really interesting to me. So she had some friends who were from the area, and they sent her in the direction of some people who could tell her more about the forest. So she goes and she finds gypsies. And they're telling her all the things about that she needs to be concerned about. And then they were like, okay, so we're going to do a tarot card reading for you of what you should expect tonight.
Uh-oh.
So now we're getting dark stuff, right?
Right.
So they do the tarot card reading, and this chick, like, I'm just like, what are you doing? So to get the tarot card reading, she's like, there's bad energy that's going to be affecting you. So we made these amulets. You need to wear the amulets to protect yourself. So she wears the amulets into the middle. Nothing happened to the guy, but she's wearing these quote unquote protection amulets from gypsies, bro. Like, what are you doing?
That's discriminatory. No, I'm kidding.
Like, fortune tellers, sorry. Ladies, fortune telling. Like, what are you doing?
Oh
okay.
My gosh.
So she goes into the center, and immediately cameras start turning off, won't function. They start flipping out. She's freaking out because she can see a camera turning and like turning on its own. And he's like, I don't see a camera turning. What are you talking about? And like, it's just like, just pure chaos. Things are flashing. And then all of a sudden, a person shows up and you can see it on the video. She freaks out because she's like, there's a person right here. They rush out and immediately, and they're going through and they're trying to find it, can't find him. They realize he showed up on camera, but not on thermal. So there's video evidence of this dude, this thing, this creature, and you can see it perfectly. Shows up, it looks like a person, shows up, pops up, passes, and then immediately takes off, and the thermal doesn't catch him.
So the gypsies were like, American tourist, watch this.
Yeah.
Also, what's a dude doing in the middle of a forest with no flashlight, no nothing?
Or thermal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thermal.
No body temperature.
There's no body
man.
temperature.
I just showed up without my, heat signature.
Yeah.
I left it at home.
Okay. So,
okay.
now as we finish this, okay, We'll open it up for theories and discussion, okay? So as we finish, there's two things that are significant. The first thing, let's go back and remember that one of the most ancient terms for the cryptids in there was the strigoi.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. Now, I've gone through and I looked up some ancient maps, and there were other people who looked up ancient maps. Every map that exists from ancient times to today has the same void in the middle of this forest. Mm-hmm. So it's not a modern thing.
Right.
So they went through and they did GPR, ground penetrating radar.
Yeah.
They found hard anomaly or voids perfectly spaced, and it looks almost exactly like a giant graveyard.
Oh.
Perfectly. Mm-hmm. They're spaced perfectly apart. They run perfectly, and limestone wouldn't geometrically space perfectly. And I'm talking like hundreds of these spots. And so it looks like the center of this forest is a giant gravestone or a graveyard. However, all of the maps show this. So who buried their dead there? Nobody's dug it up because it's protected. Mm. And so that is the lore of the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania.
So I feel, I keep bringing Stephen King up.
Or the Hoia Baciu.
And I don't want to give too many spoilers, but in the Welcome to Derry.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Very similar to what you're talking about right now.
That's crazy.
It feels like Stephen King's researched weird spots and weird stories and is like, I'm going to put this in one of my stories.
I'm kind of taking notes a little bit, so.
Yeah. Interesting.
Or he knows people who are from the area or something like that too.
He knows things.
Wild,
okay, well,
right?
I had theories until you hit me with that one.
Yeah, dude. And this is all documented. You go watch it. Like I said, it's episode.
Like the chainsaw thing, protecting the trees. I was like jumping around. I was like, that's a Lorax jumping around the trees.
A Lorax.
Very angry Lorax.
Man.
Angry Lorax.
Yeah.
So my first thought, when you said there's like a circular spot where things won't grow and all of that, my first thought was, I'm thinking like ancient aliens type deal, ridiculous theory that, maybe there was a spacecraft that had landed there and, over time it got buried, and because of the radiation coming from that flying saucer,
right?
The radiation keeps things from growing. It also,
the grass will grow, just not trees.
But yeah, which I mean, if it's not a cemetery, that would explain some of the voids and hard spots perfectly,
or like a
separated things,
dormant caldera kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of things it could be.
Yeah. If
you were to try to go into the natural, but the thing is, all the people who go into it to research the natural come out and they say like, my theory is this, but I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like my theory is this, but it doesn't make sense. Or like the twisted trees, even it's like this would make sense, but it's abnormal. It's like nothing fits perfectly.
It's like if you have a checklist of things that make a place creepy or like lend themselves to supernatural theories over natural theories. It's like every single box is checked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For everybody. Like across the board, there's nobody that's like, no, I know exactly what this is like.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it could maybe be this, but
and there's a reason why all of the classic scary creature movies and stuff are Transylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Elves,
it's a creepy place.
Witches, Dracula,
it's wild.
All that.
It's wild. There was even, and I had been listening to another podcast, and they were talking about a guy who recently went missing, and I couldn't remember if he was in this forest or there's another forest that's super creepy that I wouldn't mind talking about at another point. That's also in Transylvania.
Yeah.
But he disappeared while hiking, and he called, and he was like, "I'm lost in the woods, and I'm coming up on this like castle." And the castle they came up on was Dracula, was Vlad's, like, the historical castle.
Yeah, the actual castle.
And he disappeared, and all they found was his backpack. But he found the castle, so it's not like and why would you take your backpack off if you're like a well-known, like, trekker?
Right. Yeah.
But I couldn't find, and I didn't get a chance to figure out because the stories and all the news things, it seems like they leave out the name of the forest. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if it was this forest or if it was the other forest. So I didn't share that, but it is possible it is.
What's the forest that like goes up to Dracula's castle.
I couldn't find it. Okay. I couldn't figure it out. Again, and not because I like lack of information, just I didn't have the time to go into it. But yeah, all right. So that's fun.
I don't have a theory. That's creepy. I hate it.
And I mean, like I said, it spawned the Hansel and Gretel, which is a time lasting scary story you would tell kids to give them nightmares.
Yeah.
Right.
Kids
Cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so why are they telling these stories to keep kids out of this forest if there's not something to keep kids out of this forest?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I think the thing that's craziest to me, and it goes back to what you reminded Courtney of, is that ancient people called it unclean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. So even you can come up with modern or like modern explanations for why things happen, but one way or the other,
unsafe, dangerous words like that are like, oh, okay,
there's
unclean.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like that's a very special designation in ancient cultures. It's not because, like, I don't know, clean's relative, right? Like, they didn't have sterile environments. That's not referring to anything in terms of
spiritually.
Like, that is absolutely referring to something like dark and sinister.
Because there's the term unclean spirits. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So,
that's,
you know,
makes it. And so what we talked about with yours, it almost seems like there's something there. It almost seems like there's something spiritual here too.
Yeah.
Something very dark.
Looking at the pictures of it, I'm like,
something very dark and regionally around this one square area.
I love forests. I love gloomy weather. But looking at the pictures of that forest with an overcast sky,
that's
I'm
not
just
gloomy.
Like, no.
That's not gloomy. That's different.
It's oppressive.
Every picture I've seen of it, and even watching them like in like their videos when they went into it and watching the episode.
Yeah.
I like literally you're like, it's 3:00 in the morning and you're going to go into this forest.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, like,
have fun.
Like the dude. It's like, why would you go hiking in that area? What? I don't know what you could. I know.
I mean, if you're from the area, like we go hiking out at the state park, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, go.
But we're not going to get lost.
I
have a question. I would like.
I would imagine it's probably a bigger forest because 1 square. I'm thinking he probably got lost in the other forest because 1 square mile is not that big.
That's a good point.
Well. Also, how do you get lost for 5 years of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. There's more to it than that.
Time.
So the clarification I would like, when you said you're talking about and maybe you don't have an answer for this, the ground penetrating radar, the voids where it's like spaced out, is that inside the limestone?
They don't even know for sure that there's limestone there.
Okay.
They just specifically found, one of the theories of why nothing can grow there is because there's limestone. There's limestone in the whole area off and on, supposedly. I don't know if they've even necessarily confirmed that there's limestone. That's just the theory as to why things are the way they are. But in the void, the ground penetrating radar was they just found voids or not voids, but spots that could be a hard object or a void is the way they explained it.
Okay.
And it was spaced out.
It's
when
different
they
than the surrounding
ground.
It's different. When they pulled out from it, they're perfectly, it literally looks like
it's a grid.
It's like 6 feet.
Grid pattern.
Yeah. And then it's perfectly
6 feet. Great.
it looks like they're like perfectly spaced.
Yeah.
They're long like objects and they're just perfectly gridded out like a cemetery would be. Gotcha. If you were to think of a gridded cemetery, that's like, picture that in your mind, what that would look like. That's what the image looked like when they showed the zoomed out GPR on it. But yeah.
The reason I asked that is because if it was like known to be inside of like rock type material, like what would do that?
Yeah.
What would be able to, like, what has the juice to like cut into that?
And especially,
why would you bury something?
And historically, always that void has always occurred on maps of that area. So it would have had to have been.
I really hate that.
Very old.
I really, really, really hate that. Like, that makes me so unbelievably uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because trees naturally fill, like, over time, forests naturally fill gaps.
Yeah.
That's not.
And yeah, so this void has existed.
That is not normally.
This void has existed as long as they've done maps of the region, and that have survived at least.
Between the ancient people calling it unclean and the persistent like appearance of that specific clearing, I really, 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 really hate that.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
Nephilim graveyard.
Well, that was like,
ooh, how many voids?
Except it's like, is it 6 feet?
I'm gonna start doing a void research. Yeah.
That was a thing that I thought of, but I was not like, I was just like,
yeah. And when I said 6 feet, I'm like, I have no clue how long it was.
It's just even space.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, who knows? With that, let's.
I'm gonna turn my brain off. Like, I'm gonna stop coming up with.
No, I mean, if you have anything else, say it. Otherwise, we're gonna.
That was enough for me. So.
All right. Well, with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, do those things. It does help us in the thing in the ether, or I don't know. It helps us in the algorithm.
The net space.
Sounds like the Thor movie that didn't do so well.
It helps.
Love and Blunder.
It helps us.
Okay. No, the other one.
Oh, I don't know.
So with that,
don't forget
to dark with the dark elves or whatever.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to all those things, and also don't forget to
your biblically accurate best.
All right, let's go pray.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. In the name of Jesus, I pray that you would protect everybody who heard this episode.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet heeding the Maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?